Yash, I touched on this video, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 months ago, this topic. I made something like why for some people it's like they don't get the female attraction. But when I say it makes you invisible, it's like when I say collective majority, collective populace, I mean like the majority of human beings on the planet. So there's 8 billion people. Most of them, their frequency is pretty much the same. It's like if there's a million mosquitoes, there's really just one mosquito. They're just kind of all part of this one mosquito, you know? They're all doing the same thing. They're not on, they're not individuals flying around. The collective majority of people are kind of like that. They think the same way, they perceive things the same way, they react the same way. If you hurt their feelings, they feel bad. If you give them a compliment, they feel good, etc. Okay, that's what I mean by collective majority. When you start coming into your deeper nature, when you start doing semen retention, when you start eating clean, hanging out with good company, cut out all the dopamine stimulation, your frequency starts to raise. Your vibration starts to get higher. Now, one's going to say, okay, but then you're going to be magnetic and people are going to be attracted to you. Yeah, for a while. You might get to the place, though, where you're on such another level, and it's not an ego thing. It just means nobody's doing it. In a higher age, this will be normal. Then it's like the collective majority is going to be higher frequency, like golden age. At this time in age, though, it's kind of rare. So if you're coming into the height of your being, most people aren't, you're going to be kind of casted out. That's just the way it works. But don't worry about it. You and God are a majority. Remember that. So you can start to, at first you start to get attraction, you know, and girls look at you because a part of you still wants that. That's the thing. Obviously, everybody look at the female attraction videos. Everybody wants to watch them. Everybody wants to you want to get higher so that then you can get female attraction, which actually keeps you from getting higher on some level. But you're still going to get benefits even if your motives are a little out of place when it comes to doing semen retention. So it's all good, and we all got to do that. That's why I did it. Well, also I did it to help heal my nervous system, and I'm going to make a video on how semen retention can strengthen your nervous system. So you go through the stage where it's like you're just not attractive at all because you're doing PMO, your vibration's down, like you're just low level. What's going to be attracted to you? Even animals aren't. Then you let go of those habits, you start getting some attraction back. And the ego likes that because there's been a deficit of it for so long. You know, so of course you want to know what it tastes like to get this attraction. That's cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not being cynical when I say don't just try to skip that. You can't. You got to go through that. So go through it. Okay. Next stage, you get to where you don't care anymore. Like, you can't find anything in you that cares anymore if a girl looks at you or not. You just can't find it. Like, you can't, like, it's like whatever. You don't even, you know, it's gone. That's another level. When you're on that level, I'm saying levels, but, you know, we're just using words. When you're vibrating like that, it's like the only thing that interests you pretty much for the most part is some true dialogue, spiritual dialogue like we're having right now. This is what's the most interesting. When you're like that, subconsciously, girls or guys or whatever, they can pick that up. Like, they somehow see there's no space for them to communicate with you on their personal level that they're on. They don't articulate that. It's just an energy thing. You know, everything's moved by energy. Look at the animals in the wild. They're not thinking. It's instinct that's guiding them, you know. So humans are run like that too. So they're like, they see you, they'll see you for sure, and something will catch their eye because there's something different there. But you can get quickly dismissed because it's like something just analyzes really quick the mind, the law of resonance, and it's just like, okay, it's not for me. They don't know that. And there's some beings, they won't even see you. You can be walking down the street and just be like invisible. They just won't even see you. You're on such different frequency, they can't even see you. I like what Muji said once. He said he has to look in the mirror sometimes to make sure he's like still human. Because two things can happen. Either they just don't even see you, or the higher level ones, they're going to be attracted to you. So it's not like the whole world shuns you, but you start to really come into this law of magnetism, and you start attracting those beings who there's actually something there. You're out of the whole game of like just wasting time and trying to get dopamine hits. A guy that I know, and he's pretty high level, he's inviting me to, he's coming back to a town that I lived in, and he wants to, I'm going back, I'm passing through there for a minute too, and it happens to correlate the same time, and he invited me to a party he's having because he hasn't been there for 2 years, and so he's having a big get together. It's a higher level party for sure, like for sure. But it's like, I don't, like for what? Like what are we gonna do? You know, like what are we gonna do? I never liked like drunken parties and drugs, like that was too low level. But I did like, you can say plant medicine parties. We do some ayahuasca and San Pedro. Party's the wrong word though, it wasn't a party. You get together and you talk deep, you know, because the medicine helps open you up and it makes you want to have that conversation. So I like those things. But it's like, that's not even attracted to me. I'm not attracted to that anymore because it's still contrived. Because when the people, after they metabolize the medicine the next day or two, they're back into the rat race of their mind. They're not really, you know, at some point, waking up or spirituality becomes your life. You don't choose that. It's not a decision you make. It flows like that, okay? It takes a little time. You got to go through the evolution for that to happen. Now, when that happens, like I say, you're just not going to be, you're out of the whole collective realm. The only people you're going to start to attract are those who are on the similar realm, either who are also deeply into the only thing that really matters, which is realizing your true self and self-knowledge, or they're hungry for it, and so they're going to be attracted to you for that. So those beings, they're going to be attracted to you. You'll be invisible to the collective, but you're going to be very attractive to those who are looking for something more for their life. So I just wanted to say that because I can sense sometimes when people leave comments or questions, they can be approaching that stage and they don't, but yet the ego's still holding on. It's still like, but I want the female attraction because that's the conditioning. That's the collective society and karma that we're like dipped in. So that's like still there somewhere. So then they get confused. They're like, why aren't I getting the female attraction? Yeah, because that stage might be finished, man. You're not looking for it anymore. On a subconscious level, which is the most important. Subconsciously, on the deeper level of your being, you don't want it anymore. Like you're done. You've seen it a million times. Like, okay, she looks at me, great. And then what? Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with that look? Do you want a girlfriend? Do you want that girl that's looking at you? What are you going to do then? You going to get married and have sex, or just have sex, or okay, then what? Like once you play that through enough, you get to where it's like, okay, been there, done that. I've told you, the best experiences that can happen in life, they'll get boring after a certain point. God made it like that so that then we seek and desire the only thing that doesn't get boring, which is self-realization. You can see my other channel for that, Spiritual Renaissance. Have a good day.